They say the best way to learn a language is to dive into endless conversations with strangers. But if you are an introvert, that idea makes you feel nervous. Awkward silences, the fear of saying the wrong thing. It's enough to make you want to hide under a blanket, right? I get it. My whole life I was thinking that I am an extrovert. Only recently did I start diving deeper and asking myself the question, who am I really? I discovered that in reality I'm 70%-ish introverted. And you know what? That's not a weakness. That's your superpower. If you are an introvert, you are uniquely wired to succeed at learning a language, but in your own way, not somebody else's. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use your strong points to become fluent in any language. Technique number 1, immerse yourself in listening. We, as introverts, are great listeners, don't you think? First things first. I know that most probably you heard this advice many times and you are pretty tired of it because you get overwhelmed by listening and not understanding anything. So start small. If you listen to something and you don't understand it at all, just immerse yourself in the experience. This is what I did when I was learning Spanish. At the beginning, I didn't understand anything, even one word, okay, maybe hola, which means hello. I was observing how they move their lips. What's different between Spanish lips and English lips and Polish lips, because I am Polish, so Polish is my native language. 10 minutes a day, that's completely enough if you don't understand anything and you get overwhelmed. Later, after a few days, weeks, it depends on you, you're gonna notice how your brain matches the sounds and the words with the situation. This is basically what happened when I was learning Spanish, and I was thinking that it's some kind of magic. Our brains are smarter than we think. So you can listen to podcasts, YouTube videos, movies, shows, whatever you like. You have to like the content you consume, because if you like it, it means that it's about your life, meaning it's practical. So you don't simply learn some random words that you are not going to use. You learn something that's useful for you. Oh, one more thing. When listening, focus on rhythm, intonation, pronunciation. These are very important things. You know why? Because every language is different. For example, intonation in Polish is totally different than in English. Let's take the word mistake. Mistake, mistake, or mistake. Only one intonation is gonna be correct. That's why listening to native speakers is so important. Technique number 2, learn vocabulary in small groups. I'm talking here from my own experience, my friends. So when I was at school, I was kinda forced to memorize endless vocabulary lists. And guess what? It was useless. I used to get so overwhelmed by endless lists of words. At the end of the day, I didn't learn anything. So instead of trying to memorize everything, focus on what matters to you. Focus on topics that you're gonna use in your life and learn words in small groups. What do I mean by that? Learn from 5 to 10 words a day, no more, but learn them well. First of all, write these words down. Later, say them out loud. If you don't know how to say them, if you struggle with pronunciation, no worries, that's totally normal. Just Google these words and make sure that you say them out loud. Later, write sentences using these words or phrases, because you can also learn the whole phrases. But let's say that right now you have just one word. For example, a pineapple. And then you ask yourself, what's a possible situation in my life that can happen with the word pineapple? For example, tomorrow I need to go to a grocery store to buy a pineapple because I want to make a pineapple cake. Technique number 3. My favorite, you already know about it, the shadowing technique. I talk about the shadowing technique in almost every video because I believe it's extremely powerful and it worked wonders for me. So I shadow native speakers every single day. Let me explain. How does it work? You grab your laptop, or a cell phone, you go to YouTube or Netflix, wherever, some platform to listen to people, and you choose a video you want to watch. I love Mel Robbins, so I'm going to listen to her. She's an American, beautiful accent, and you listen to a sentence or a phrase and you repeat in real time. Let me demonstrate that to you.
Is it fair to say?
Is it fair to say I copy everything? Her gestures, intonation, rhythm, pronunciation, everything you can possibly copy, copy and say it out loud. The best idea would be to repeat these phrases at least a few times.
Is it fair to say?
Is it fair to say? Is it fair to say? There is a flap T, which is pretty tricky. Let's try one more time.
Is it fair to say?
Is it fair to say? Is it fair to say? Is it fair to say? You repeat until you get tired. So at the beginning, we can repeat a phrase after a native speaker. Then, when you feel confident, you repeat the whole sentence. Speaking can be challenging for introverts. I know, I've been there. But you don't have to start speaking with other people. Technique number 4 can sound a bit awkward, but it really helps. At least it helped me a lot. So, talk to yourself. Believe me or not, when I was a teenager, I was so afraid of talking to people in English. What I kind of did intuitively, naturally, I was talking to myself in my own bedroom in English. So I was talking about everything, about my dreams, about my plans, about my school day, what I did that day, everything that comes to your mind. And it feels really safe. Nobody judges you. You can talk to a mirror or you can simply talk to yourself without looking at the mirror. This practice helped me gain confidence in a safe space. First of all, without getting out of my comfort zone. I am a big fan of getting out of my comfort zone, but I understand that being introverted has its own price. So at the beginning, without any pressure, just talk to yourself. This exercise also helps you with your grammar because you have enough time to think about the sentence structure, something that you cannot really do in a real conversation. So guys, I'm not saying don't talk to real people. Of course, talk to real people and treat this practice as a preparation for real conversations. Got it? Technique number 5. Grab your cell phone and record yourself. I know it's difficult for many people, so it was for me. Believe me or not, it was it was really difficult for me to record myself at the beginning. Look at
how silly it
one
sounds.
of my first videos.
Try to clarify your thoughts in it and say it. If you feel embarrassed saying it.
That's pretty embarrassing. I've been doing this for 3 years now, and sometimes it's still difficult for me to look at myself at a camera. You know, at my recordings, listen to my voice. We all have been there, right? It's creepy to listen to your own voice, I know. But trust me, if you grab your cell phone and you record yourself today, and you're gonna grab your cell phone in 1 year, and you're gonna record yourself and compare these two videos, you're gonna be blown away by your amazing progress. After using all of the previous techniques, you are ready for conversations. No worries, it doesn't have to be a group setting. At the beginning, it can be one-on-one conversations. You can hire a tutor. This is a really safe thing to do. No one is gonna judge you. They are going to correct your mistakes, but you know that this is a professional. You can also travel. Obviously, if your budget allows you and if your life situation allows you, go and travel. Even solo traveling is so beneficial. I used to travel alone. Right now I'm traveling with my partner, but before I traveled alone. And I basically had to speak to people, you know, at a hotel, at a restaurant, at the airport, wherever. You just have to talk to people. I know it can be really stressful, so it was for me. I remember my first solo trip to Mallorca. That was terrifying, but I did it. And with every experience, I was getting stronger and stronger and more confident. So at that time, I was 19, I didn't really speak English very well, I didn't speak Spanish at all. I'm not gonna lie, it's not always easy, right? But This is what made me stronger. Technique number 7, journal in your target language. So grab your notebook. I have this cute notebook that I bought in Seoul, South Korea earlier this year. And basically open your notebook, grab a pen and start journaling about your emotions, about plans, dreams, again, about whatever you want, but make sure that you do it in your target language. Technique number 8, read in your target language. I have my favorite books here. These books are written in pretty advanced English because these are self-help books. But if you are at the beginning of your journey, I would suggest reading books for kids, something really easy to read and something that you like at the same time. If I were to have one conclusion from this video, that would be enjoyment. Remember to enjoy these techniques. Oh, and if your target language is English, I invite you to join the Fun English community. This is a community that I created with students from all over the world. We meet for a speaking club. I publish a daily lesson in our Telegram group, so you get to learn English in a safe space under my guidance. The link is in the description. It's time to wrap this video up. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Comment your ideas, your opinions. I love to chat with you in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you find these tips useful, and don't forget to subscribe. It's free, so why not? Hope to see you in the next one. Bye!